What kind of respect is it to call a people and a nation, which is the most tolerant, along with the United States, the two most tolerant societies on the face of the earth, bar none, can be defamed with the lies on this wall? Well, and by the way, there's a big map on the wall of occupied Palestine. And I say this is a Hamas map. I saw it at UC San Diego. I've seen it in books supporting the Gaza flotilla, which was designed to break a blockade to keep Hamas from getting more weapons. It shows Palestine in 1946 is Palestine, which is all of Israel. There was no Palestine in 1946. There was the Turkish Empire, which was anyway. I don't know if, I've been a very good audience, so I don't even know if there are progressives around who will, but I'd like to hear from them on answering this question. Now, if I may digress, but come back, since the issue is intellectual terrorism. Now, the threat I got was from the African American Students Union. Why was I being threatened? Well, there's a leaflet distributed here. And I'm quoted, and this is something I did say, I said, as a result of America's efforts to realize the ideals of equality and freedom, blacks in America are now the freest and richest black people anywhere on the face of the earth, including all of the nations that are ruled by blacks. And the students, and I forgive students for making these kind of errors. I don't forgive their professors. The professors, the leftist professors, are totally derelict in their professional responsibility. Contrary to the propaganda that's put out by the left, I have never called for the firing of a single leftist professor. I defended Ward Churchill, even though I think he should never have been hired. I'm a defender of academic freedom. But I would not forgive faculty for not showing students, teaching them how to think. You're not in a university to be told what to think. When your professor gives you a political speech, that professor needs to be disciplined or removed from the classroom. Let me tell you that students who suffer the most are the liberal students. Well, and the reason is very simple. They're never challenged. They don't learn how to think. If you're a conservative student on this or any campus and you open your mouth, you better know how to defend yourself, because you're going to be attacked by your professor and most of the class. When I went to college, I had professors, and they would defend the position, whatever position was the opposite of what the students were defending, to teach them how to argue. You're in the university to learn how to think, how to assemble evidence. Now, if you read and compose an argument, now if you read what I actually said, this was part of my campaign 10 years ago where I first became notorious. Well, the left did me a favor and raised my speaking fee. I was against reparations, not because I'm against reparations for slaves, but because there are no slaves anymore. And a campaign for reparations means that you are accusing everybody who is not a descendant of slave of being complicit in slavery and owing you money. So that meant you had to tell a Hispanic who's been in the country for maybe 10 years, is trying to learn English and put bread on the table for his children, that he's responsible for slavery. 80% of the population is descended of Americans, are descended from immigrants who came here after the 1880s, after slavery. And of the people who have ancestors before that, a lot of them have ancestors who died trying to defeat the South and free blacks from slavery. So I was against it also because it isolated. I mean, you know, Malcolm X made my generation say black, African Americans, whatever. These names are, to me, just a way of keeping people walking on eggshells rather than reality. But I was going to isolate African Americans from all other Americans. People were going to be resentful. And if a program was needed for inner city African Americans who are suffering, who is going to oppose it if it works? You know, Bush had the No Child Left Behind program. I mean, who opposes Head Start, which unfortunately doesn't work? But everybody thinks it works, so everybody supports it. And in the ad, I was appealing to black students, because these ads were taken out in college papers. Don't give up your American heritage. This is to, you know, if you see America as the oppressor nation, you give up something. Black people were almost the first people to come here. So recognize, there's been a great success story. Now, in this little leaflet, it suggests that I'm claiming that the government is responsible for helping, you know, for all the improvement in the black community. Look, I'm a conservative. Government is what created slavery. It's not going to create the solutions. It's just that the founders here created a system of incredible opportunity for people. And black people, against all odds, and with great burdens, have had tremendous achievements, but the left wants to hide the achievements. I got a threat for saying black people in America are successful. That don't make any sense. I wish there were professors here. Some people have a hard time hearing the truth. I wish there were professors here who would do their jobs. Well, I think I've exhausted my subject here. Like I say, I'm surprised. It's been a very civil audience. I've immediately changed my view of UCLA students. And I'm really, really happy to do so, because I enjoy a good intellectual discussion. I don't enjoy screaming. All right, I'm going to open thank you very much, and I'll open the mic for questions.